You see they're grazing on the grass. Look. This time of year, this is about all the food they've got. Which is why it's essential. This is why the swans are down here and not at Priory Park. See, Priory Park is a big lake, isn't it? But it's very deep. Quite close to the edge. It drops off very deep, very quick. So there's very little weed for the swans to graze upon. The banks are quite steep in most areas, so they don't have access to grass to graze upon. And also there's very few willows, which is why in total, which they graze upon, which is why in total Priory Lake is not a good environment for swans. Hello. Go and get some water then. Go on. Come on. Let's go and get some water. This is the problem. They don't have swans don't have saliva. Come on. She doesn't like snow. Are we going over to the water? Come on then, let's go over to the water. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's my friend Mr. Crow. Come on. So you see, it's not just swans that I'm friendly with. I'm also friendly with crows. This guy waits for me every day. Come on. You see how their plumage is actually fantastic camouflage. When they're curled up asleep on land, you wouldn't see him. The reason the cygnets are sort of grey and white is because, believe it or not, that plumage is actually better than pure white like this. Because in a wetland environment, where you'd have more patches like sort of like this. So it's mottling on the ground, and the plumage of the cygnets in their first year, their first winter, which is when they're most vulnerable, is absolutely perfect camouflage. Come on then. See, if you look at the markings of a cygnet, this is their first winter. This is when they're most vulnerable. There's not a lot of food around for predators at the moment, and these are sitting on the fens. The first winter, they're not street savvy, so they're vulnerable. And you look at their plumage here, and now look at this. You see, perfect camouflage. After the first year, after the first winter, they become street savvy, if you like, and they're more aware of the dangers around them, and so they develop their adult plumage This is white plumage, which is still, you know, winter setting like this, which is still a fantastic camouflage, but not as good as the mottling of the cygnets. And birds are very hungry today. There's not a lot of people about. This time of year there's not a lot of people about, and there's not a lot of food about. But all the birds have come back down here. There's nobody rowing, so there's nobody taking them off the river and dumping them in Priory Park. So we've got back to our flock size of about 120 birds. This is you know, it's 120 singletons mostly. There's nested pairs here. But some of them don't have territories because we have such a poor environment around here that they don't have breeding areas. That's the problem. That's what we set St Bede's up for, is to develop those breeding areas in the surrounding environment, not here specifically. This is the centre, but out further downstream and upstream on the river is to develop those breeding areas.